Hello everyone, my name is Amanda and welcome back to another video of the Plenty Mandy. First of all, Happy Chinese New Year! For those of you who are not familiar with the lunar calendar, today is actually the official day of Chinese New Year. So it's Friday, February 12th, 2021 today that I'm filming this, and today is the Chinese New Year day. So yeah, it's falls on different dates on the Western calendar every year just because the lunar calendar like operate differently, right? So but January it's like right around the end of January to like mid-February, something like that. And this year it falls right on a Friday, so I think it'll be fun for us to do a Chinese New Year special regarding to my red Hoyas. And the reason I chose that topic is because no other color represent Chinese New Year better than the color red. So that's why I'm wearing a red top today. Like this is literally the only red top I have. I gotta wear it once a year, right? So this is my a little bit of like persistency to maintain my my culture, I would say. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys some of my favorite red Hoyas today, and let's get started. So in order for Hoyas to show the redness on their foliage, the main factors, as you guys all know, is light. So if you're able to grow Hoya outside, it will be determined by the natural light. And for me, because I am a strict up indoor grower, and basically I just don't have enough natural light, so I use a lot of grow light, and which contribute to the redness in the Hoyas. And if you guys interested in the mechanism, like the more sciencey stuff on why the Hoyas actually turn red, I actually did film a video a while ago called Sun-Kissed Hoyas, I think. Feel free to go check that out. I actually explained the science behind it. But today, I actually just want to show you a few of my Hoyas that actually show that redness. And I divide them into 4 different categories, right? Because there's different ways for the Hoya to, or different reasons for the Hoya to actually turn red. So number 1 is new growth. So when the Hoya, some of the Hoyas, not all, some of the Hoyas when the new leaves first came out, it's actually have this like red or deep maroon color, and it's just really pretty, and eventually it will fade into this green color. So that would be the first category. The second category would be the one that have red margin. So some of the Hoyas, even though their foliage, their leaves are generally just green, but if you give it enough light, the margin actually would show this deep red or maroon color as well. And the third categories I have is the one that forms sunspot. So the sunspot means that it's like this red little dots that start showing up on your Hoyas when you give it enough light. And I save the biggest category at the end, which is the one just turned entirely red when you give it enough light. So I'm going to show you some of my favorites in those 4 different categories. So let's get started. So let's start with the first category, which is the Hoyas that have this red new growth, right? So the first one I want to show you is, let's just look at the more like typical one. So this is my Hoya canosa laurel leaf. That's what is sold to me as, so I'm just going to call it that. So you can see this is what I meant by the maroon deep red color when the Hoyas new growth first emerge. So yeah, and eventually it will fade into like this green color. As you can see, I have some of the mature leaf have this really pink, if you try to focus, there you go, really like pink splash on it. And some people ask me, oh, is it like a Stardust or Wilbur Gray? Like, I don't know. I just got it as a Hoya canosa laurel leaf, so I'm just gonna leave it at that, because I know there's this huge debate right now about like, okay, Hoya canosa with splash, like what does it mean, right? So I'm not gonna get into that, but I just want to show you like, yeah, this is the new growth. That is what I meant by this like deep maroon or red color. And again, eventually it will just gonna fade into this green. And if I give it enough light, I'm pretty sure it's gonna give me some splash as well. So yep, this is my Hoya canosa laurel leaf. And the other good example of the new leaf that's emerged red is this guy. So this is my Hoya deschorensis. So as you can see, this other new growth, this guy has been growing just really well for me. But you can see this new growth, it's also have this like red tints on it. It's like really, really, really beautiful. And then it's have this like ombre effect. Eventually it's like, you know, have this like green. So yeah, so eventually, you know, as the plants grow up, it will also just, you know, fade into this beautiful green color as well. So this is the second representative of my red new growth Hoyas. This is the Hoya deschorensis. All right, so I have one more to show you, and I saved this one for number 3, which is the last one I'm going to show you in this category, because I'm surprised how red this guy stay, even though the leaves actually has grown up, like grown bigger. So as I mentioned from the previous Hoyas, like eventually when the leaf grow up, like when it get bigger and bigger, it will eventually fade into green, right? But it doesn't seem to be the case of this guy, at least for now. It may eventually, but I don't know. And this is my Hoya propagation black dragon, I think. So as you can see, this is the new leaves, and you can see they are already as big as you know, some of the more mature leaves. But it's still, I don't see any tendency of it to fade into green. Maybe just a little bit at the end. But yeah, but like this guy stay really red, you know, throughout it's when it's grow up. So I think that's a pretty cool. So if you ask me why, I would just say light. So this guy, as you can see the back too, actually, I will show you like this red, you know, main vein at the back. You can see the mature leaf, the comparison. The size is already about the same, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I would say it's the light, because this guy is sitting really close to my grow light as the new leaves emerge. And I noticed that if you always, like, you know, always give the plant a lot of light, the new grow would come up more red. And then it will also stay red for longer. You know, even though it will eventually fade into the green. So yeah, so I don't know, like I said, like, you know, you see the size is already about the same as the mature leaf. I would just keep an eye on it, but I'm pretty sure eventually it's just gonna like slowly fade into green, maybe slower. But yeah, so those are the you know, Hoyas that I want to show you that have this like really beautiful like red new growth. So that would be the first category. So the second category of red Hoyas I want to show you is the one with red margin, right? Remember I said although the leaves, generally speaking, you know, stay green, but then it will have this like red or maroon margin when it's exposed to enough grow light. So the first one is this guy. Ta-da! So this is my Hoya rosetta. I forgot the parents, but this is a cultivar, and you can see like it have this like, you know, red maroon margin. And then you can actually see, because again, this guy is sitting really close to the grow light, you can see like even though the middle of the leaf also have a little bit of red tints on it, but generally speaking, Hoya rosetta, it's famous for its maroon or deep red margin. You can see like all of the older leaf also have this like, you know, try to get it focused, sorry, let's see. There we go. Yeah, there you go. That's better. So you can also see all this like older leaf also have this like deep purple or maroon margin. And yeah, so speaking of new grow, there's actually like a new grow right here, which is like kind of red too, just like, you know, the one that I show you with the new grow. But yeah, so this is a very beautiful, I dropped my decker. This is a really beautiful, you know, red margin Hoyas that I have. And the second one, it's actually have a special place in my heart. It has grown up like a lot. So this is my Hoya mini Kantiana. So I know there's some people who say there's an other name of it, but I'm not sure. But because I got this as a mini Kantiana, like Hoya Spa mini Cantiana, so I'm just gonna call it that, okay? But you know, if you guys have any insight, feel free to leave it in the comment below. But anyway, look at this guy. So yeah, it's basically like its name state, it's like a small version of Cantiana. It's also have this like really beautiful, just like the Rosetta, you know, red or dark red or like, you know, maroon margin when it's exposed to bright light. And again, this guy, it's also sitting really close to my grow light, and that's why you can see like, you know, all the new grow, you know, also have a little bit of red tints inside. And then you can see this like really beautiful red. Look at this taco shaped leaf, and I have this cutest little leaf right here as well. So yeah, I said this plant have a special place in my heart because I literally got this plant as like, I got it from Gatineau originally, and it was like this like tiny like 2 inches pot with maybe like 2 or 3 stems. And you know, it has been growing really well for me, and then it has grown into this like, you know, this really beautiful like full plants. So I know it still look really small, but considering how small the original specimen is, like I'm just really happy that it's happy with me. And then it also has been growing a lot of beautiful red margin new leaves. So yeah, so this is a second red margin one I want to show you, Hoya Spa Mini Cantiana. Okay, so the third category is the one with sunspot. So we call it sunspot because it's like little dots, red dots that will show up on your Hoyas when it's exposed to enough light. I only have one representative in this category, and this is, ta-da! This is my Hoya Mentolica. So originally I got this from Coco Ranch Hoyas a long time ago. A long time ago, a couple years, not that long. But you can see, so first of all, Hoya Mentolica, it's, I know there's some confusion about its parents. So it's actually a cross of Hoya Spa Laos and also Hoya Vetelina. And it's actually have the same parents as Hoya CV Joy, right? A lot of people are, you know, like that one as well. But I think they are actually different seedlings. So they have same parents, but different seedlings. So they're sister, pretty much. So yeah, so you can see like, because I give it enough light, so you can see all this like, you know, sunspot, we call it sunspot or light spot that came out. I know. It have its own unique beauty, you know, to be red like this. And yeah, people, you know, sometimes when people say this, like, oh my god, like, what's wrong with my Hoya? Is it sick? It's not sick. It just, you know, the light stress of it. But yeah, of course, you know, you don't want it to be like too super light sun stress or light stress, right? We call it stress for a reason. It's because you're stressing your Hoyas out. And again, go back to my other video, the sun-kissed Hoya, which I explained the science, is because you know, when you give it a lot of light, the Hoya actually, or a lot of plants actually release this thing called anthocyans, which is a chemical compound that you can find in plants added as sunscreen, or like our manolin, you know, to protect the plants from being burned. So you don't want too much of it, right? But you know, some of it would be really pretty, just like Hoya Mentolica. So yep, so this is my only candidate in the third category, which is the red Hoyas that have this like, you know, beautiful sunspot. All right, y'all. Last but not least, the fourth category, which is the one that just basically turned red all over, is the biggest category I have. So I'm just gonna show you from, I guess, the least sun stress or light stress to the most sun stress or light stress, more or less, you know, so I don't know. So the first one I want to show you, this is actually the one that I highly recommend if you are into, like, you want to try red Hoyas, like, or like light stress your Hoya, because this one, it's actually pretty easy to grow, like fairly easy to grow, fairly easy to root, and also it gets light stress fairly easily as well. And this is the Hoya, I need to make sure my lacquer doesn't come out, Hoya Merillii. So you can see this one, it's one of my propagation, and it's root up within like a few weeks, like 2 weeks. And then I transitioned that into leca, and then you can see, and put it under the grow lights, and you can see it's already have this like red tints on it. And I have no doubts that you know, in a few more weeks, it's gonna just turn red. So, yep, this is my first one, Hoya Merillii. Okay, so the second one I have, okay, this guy I have it for a while. I have grown this species for a while. That's what I meant. The mother plants came from Gardino Nursery. It was a big one. So I tried to propagate it, and this is the results I get. And this is my Hoya botanica. So Hoya botanica have a little bit longer leaves in comparison to Merillii, but it's also have really beautiful wingings. And you can see, you know, the red tints on it as well. So this guy, if you give it more light, and again, I have no doubts that if I give it like more light, it will eventually turn really, really red. But for now, it just start to show like this one. Yeah, like the red tints. So yeah, take a little bit of time for the Hoyas to actually turn red. So don't rush it. Just make sure you maintain like a good light for it, and then maintain like a good balance between like green and red. Like I know red Hoyas, like this is off the topic. I know red Hoyas is really beautiful, but always remember that you don't want it to be like too red, because when you think about when it's become too red, like the plants will not have enough chlorophyll or chloroplasts, you know, to produce food, which is what gives the plants a green, and that's why plants are green. So just make sure you strike that balance. You know, everyone's environment is different, right? Okay, so the next one, okay. So remember I showed you Hoya mentolica, right? So one of the parents are Hoya vetulina, and Hoya vetulina is just one of my favorite species of Hoya because of how different it can look in different environments. So I do have two not varieties, but I have two vetulina that come from different grower, right? So one of them is just plain lime green, even though I give it the same amount of light. However, this one is a different story. So yeah, I grow some of my Hoyas in moss. So I just try different things. So yeah, but you can look at how like you know, light stress this one is. So this is like almost like dark purple already, but this one like has start to have like more redness in it, and so this one is turning red. So yeah, so this is Hoya vetulina. I really like it. Just to give you a reference, yeah. So yeah, you can tell that how they're related because they are both like more like round leaf species. Yep. But I would say the wingings, you can kind of tell it's a little bit different. But yeah, so this is my Hoya vetulina, one of my Hoya vetulina, and then you can see like, oh, like I like how it's like turned red. You can kind of see like, oh, the winging is become more prominent because of the green. Let me focus better. Yeah, because of the like the green and the red contrast, and this one it's even more so. You can see like it's almost all red. Only have the like green wingings weaving. So yeah, so this is another all red Hoyas. Like it could turn all red Hoyas, Hoya vetulina. Okay. So next one I want to show you is from one of my good friends, Ken. I mentioned Ken multiple times. He is just the sweetest, cutest, nicest guy, pen friends that I have. And we exchange plans a lot of time. And he gave me one of this. He rooted this cutting. And this is the Hoya Spa Sunshine. And then it's like MB something. I forgot the numbers. But yeah, and you can also see this is like similar to the vetulina. You give it more light, it gets sun stress or light stress, and then you can see the lime green winging like really like showed up. Yeah, so this is like the more light stress leaf, and this one is like a new leaf, so you can see it's also have that. I think it's a combination of like, you know, the new growth. Remember the new growth, it's like kind of red, but also I'm giving it a lot of light. Let me focus. There you go. Yep. So yeah, so that's why it's also red. It's really beautiful. And again, yeah, this one is growing in moss. Sometimes I'm just lazy. I propagate almost exclusively in moss. So if I leave it in there for a little bit too long and I forgot to take it out, and basically that's a downside of propagating in moss too, is because once the roots really grow out, it's very hard for you to separate the roots with the moss without breaking the roots. So sometimes I just got lazy that I don't want to spend so much time separating them, so I'm just gonna leave them in moss, and so far so good. So far so good. They all grow like new growth, even though they're in moss. So all right. So the next one I want to show you is I don't know, I'm confused about this one. I don't know if it's like highly sought after because it seems to be not very often found in the market. And this is my Hoya penny streets. So Hoya penny street is, I think it's related to Hoya silver dollar, which is a super expensive one right now, which I don't have, by the way. I don't have a Hoya silver dollar. Don't ask me, okay? So, but you can see like this guy is also turning red. So, I propagate. This is one of my propagations. So, I propagate two other ones, and the two other ones actually turn entirely red. I'll try to put like a picture somewhere. But this one, it's just kind of like, it's like in between like the entirely red category and the what do you call that? And the sunspot category. But you can see it's like, the redness on it. I don't know what's wrong with my camera today, but here. There you go, that's better. Yeah, so it's really gorgeous. So I know this one, like I said, I know because I propagate those and then I sun stress a couple others one before, it's become like just red. So I would put a picture somewhere so you guys can see it. But anyway, this is the Hoya's penny street. Ooh. Okay, next. Okay, we're gonna go into the more red one, okay? Well, I mean, I don't know. Those are pretty wet. So this one is the one that I show multiple times. I actually cut it into two and make it into two plants. Yeah, that's just the stuff I do. I know. I don't mind. I don't mind cutting my plants. It's so funny because people are like, "How can you cut your plants?" I can't get myself to cut my plants, but like to me, it's fun to experiment. That's why I cut my plants all the time and I propagate them. And I try different rooting method because that's how you learn more stuff, by experience, right? So yeah, so I cut my plants all the time. My plants, my plant would see me coming and it's like, oh my God, don't touch me. But yeah, I'm that kind of plants parent, just so you know. And this guy is the one that I can never pronounce his name. It starts with T and a J. And this is Hoya, oops. The whole plant come out, sorry. This is the Hoya TJ whatever. So as you can see, it's red. It's red. And you see it's very succulent, and then you can see the green veining. It's very prominent. So this leaf obviously is not as stressed as the other one. But yeah. So yeah, this pop up because this is one of the one that I actually cut. And then it's it's actually rooted up, started to root. I think I probably put this in like a week or so. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's really beautiful. Yep. So this is the Hoya TJ whatever. It's one of my fave, I would say. I always say that all of them are one of my fave. But yeah, but this guy is just have this really beautiful redness and the green and the ombre effects. I like it. It's turned really well. Yeah. So yep, this is it. Okay, so next we're gonna go to this one. If you watch my Hoya from Thailand video, would see this guy. I got a big one of this and then I cut it into like so many small ones and propagated. And this is the Hoya Wallinilena. I think I will put the name somewhere, but as you can see, it's red. It's all red. I'm actually really surprised because it's a smaller leaf species and it's hold up pretty well. in shipment, and then it's actually wood up. So not all of them survive, obviously. Some of them died. But yeah, but this is one of the successful propagations I have. So you can see I do cut it into really small pieces because, you know, that way the plant just would so much faster. So yep, so this is the Hoya Wininiana, a UT152, something like that. Yeah, it's really beautiful black foliage. Remind me of Rebecca or Sunrise, but I feel like this one like actually kind of like get redder than Sunrise or Rebecca. Cool. Okay, so the next two I'm gonna show you actually like they're very important to me. They're very special to me. All right, so this one, it's actually, I start this as a 2-node or 4 leaves, like 2-node 4 leaves cutting, unrooted. I got it from Teresa, which is one of my favorite Etsy shop. She run an Etsy shop called DJ2 Homegrown, right? So if you're interested, go check her out. She has beautiful Hoyas, super reasonable pricing. I love her. So she actually sent the unrooted cutting to me as a bonus, which I really appreciate. And at that time, I was still pretty new for Hoyas and have no idea like what species or whatever, like, you know, that particular Hoya is. And this is the Hoya tomantiensis. So you can see this guy is very stressed out by my grow lights. Yeah, it's actually really red, like really deep red. And you can see like the other leaf also really red, but you know, you can see the veining a little bit more. And I'm really happy with this guy just because of like, again, how much it has grown from like a 2 nodes cutting. And recently, I don't want to jinx it, but it's actually start forming peduncle for me. Ooh, can you see it? Not really, but yeah. But you can see like this tiny thing is a peduncle, and this tiny thing is a peduncle, and I think there's more right here, this one, and then I think there's also a tiny one like right here. So yeah, I'm really happy. Again, you know, a lot of light is a must. Like, you know, not only talking about like getting it red, but like if you want your Hoyas to form peduncles, I feel like most of the time light is a very important requirement. I mean, I don't know all Hoyas obviously, but in my experience for my Hoya that form peduncles and actually flower are the one that I give it like sufficient lighting. So yeah, but like this guy has a really special place in my heart because how much it has grown, and then how, you know, many peduncles, you know, it just started to form. So crossing my fingers. Like I love her. I love her. All right. So last but not least, y'all, I haven't been buying any plants for 5 months. I haven't been 5.5 months. I haven't been buying any plants since I got my large shipment from Hoya, I think. Because I got it in October, so that's about 5 months, right? 5.5 months. And yesterday I was meeting a friend in Berkeley, California, which is the East Bay. It's like 30 minutes away from San Francisco if you want to know. And she wanted to meet at a nursery. So I was like, okay, fine, we'll meet at a nursery. Like in my head, I didn't think that I was gonna find anything, right? But I found something, of course. And that plant is just so beautiful. It's a Hoyas. And that Hoya is just so beautiful that I cannot not get it, even though I already have that particular Hoyas. And this is, you ready? Okay, you tell me when you first see this, what species you think it is, okay? Oh, the plant text there. What do you think this is? So, I don't know what your answer is. Feel free to leave it in the comment below. But when I first saw this plant, it immediately reminded me of the penny street, Hoya's penny street. I'll put a picture somewhere so you can, see what I meant by I thought that was a penny street, but it's not. It is actually a, ta-da, oops, can you see it? Hoya australis. So Hoya australis have a lot of different varieties or cultivar, but this one is just, like you see on the plant tag, it's just Hoya australis. It does feel a little bit more succulent than my other Hoya australis, which is all green. I'll also try to put a picture somewhere so you can see it. But yeah, but it immediately reminds me of a penny street, and but I know it's not because I can tell from the wing name since I have a penny street. So yeah, so I would say like this Hoya is probably just very sun-stressed because I personally have never seen a Hoya australis that look like this. That looks so red and just so sun-stressed and so beautiful. Look at all this. Look at this. Look at this. Look. How can I... Even though I tell myself like, no buying plants until spring, something like that. I never actually make a resolution, but then, I was just in my head, I was just, okay, I'm probably not going to get anything until spring. I can. I have to get this, right? You would get it too. If you were me, you would get it too. But yeah, I just want to show you. It's just so pretty, so gorgeous. So yeah, I bet this plant is like super, super, super light stress in a greenhouse or something like that. And that's how it can achieve all this like beautiful, look at this, like newer leaves. Look at this. Look at this. Just look at it. It's so pretty. I can tell you how excited I was when I found this. I was like, oh, all the drive and the rain, it was raining really hard yesterday. All the drive and all the rain is worth it. And it's a good size. And because it's an australis, like it's not that expensive at all. So, okay. This is the thing too. Like, you can enjoy, like I talk about it in my pet peeves in another video. Plant pet peeves. Like you can enjoy any plant, any plants, right? If you enjoy its appearance or how it grows, or like, just how I don't know, low maintenance is it, you can enjoy any plants in any capacity according to your own reason. So don't let people tell you that, well, it's just an australis, like what's so special about it? Don't let people tell you that, like this is an australis and I love it. Right? So this is what I meant by like, just enjoy the plants on its own instead of, oh, because it's a Wilbur Grave or because it's a Jody Silver, that's why I enjoy it because it's rare, right? Of course, you can enjoy rare plants. Don't get me wrong. Like I enjoy a lot of rare plants, but look at this. It's just beautiful. It doesn't matter what species it is. The plant is beautiful on its own, right? Look at how it's grow, how succulent it is, how happy it is. I love it. So this is my last candidates of my red Hoyas. Hoya australis. That is really beautifully sun-stressed. Alright, so I didn't expect to this video to be that long. I was like, oh, it's Chinese New Year. I'm just gonna show a couple of my red Hoyas just for fun. But then I found a lot of them, and this is not even all of them, okay? So I have to pick, and it's very hard to pick because they are all really beautiful. But anyway, yeah, these are the red Hoyas that I want to show you, and I hope you learn some new species or like it's informative for you because different Hoyas can actually obtain that redness like in different ways, right? So yeah, happy Chinese New Year. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And if you like this video, make sure you click like. If you want more future video, make sure you click subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye!